We're live. Good morning, everybody. Alex Chisnell here from the Festival of Enterprise, as always, and I'm joined by Noel Victor, Business Development Manager, CSB UK for Dell Technologies. Good morning, Noel.
Good morning, Alex. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking.
I bet you it's not morning there, though. I think you're, what, 4.5 hours ahead normally, India, is that right?
That's exactly right. We're almost like 2:30 right now. It's
Okay.
2:30 in the noon.
So good afternoon to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I haven't been to Hyderabad. I've been to Delhi many times, and I've been to Mumbai as well. But how's Hyderabad looking at the moment?
Oh, doing great, doing great. Yeah, we are definitely surrounded by the crisis, but Hyderabad is a beautiful place to visit, and definitely you should take out some time, Alex, to come down. We have some wonderful cuisine to enjoy, so definitely you can give us a call and we can have a catch up as well.
Yeah, no, I'd like to. I'm due a visit to India. Definitely, I'd like to go further south than I've been before. So, good morning, everybody, for joining us online. Ben says it's very grey and miserable up here today too. I know. I hope we haven't had our summer in the UK, and it arrived in April, May, and June. Let's hope not, folks. Let us know where you're watching from. Love to know where everybody is. Drop in your LinkedIn if you'd like to connect on here with other people. Normally, we'll be doing this in a live setting, obviously, with real people, real humans, face to face. So use this opportunity to network. I know I've made lots of new connections through doing these live webinars over the last 12 weeks myself, which has been great. So we're talking data center remote management today. We're also broadcasting live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So welcome to you if you are watching on there. If you'd like to jump in here and have a bit more of an interactive experience, simply go to festivalofenterprise.co.uk to register for this webinar. Literally will take you seconds before you can join myself and Noel over here today. So give you a little framework for the webinar today. Clearly, there's been an increase in the number of employees being based remotely. That's right. The expectation companies will continue to offer this level of flexibility long term. Now more than ever, small businesses need to look at solutions to help them streamline their operations to reduce cost and deliver agility, speed, and performance. So Noel is going to discuss the challenges being faced by small businesses today regarding IT operations and keeping the lights on. And clearly some have done this better than others. How Dell Technologies offerings and management solutions can help overcome these challenges, and how small businesses manage their data center remotely in a simplified, in an automated, in an intelligent and a secure manner. Dell Technologies products and solutions and some of the other tools and services we provide outside of technology, such as financial support to help address these challenges. Because clearly we all need to be flexible at the moment as we get back to a new way of working, clearly. So Noel's got over 13 years experience in the tech industry, with over 5 as well of those dedicated to designing data center infrastructure solutions. So he's got a wealth of knowledge, experience, and skills in this digital era, and it's my pleasure to be able to hand over the reins for today's presentation to Noel. So Noel, without further ado, I will let you take it away, sir.
Thank you so much for that, Alex. That was a very detailed. But to begin with, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every participant who's taking out time to join us on this presentation. I'll be the presenter today. We'll be talking about the data center remote management. My name is Noel Victor, and I'm the Business Development Manager for the CSB UK. Without any further delay, to begin with, I would like to share this slide wherein if you wish to hear or discuss anything with us, we are a team of advisors wherein you can always connect us on the below number, or else you can even connect us through the website, right? Moving ahead with the agenda for the today, wherein we'll be talking some of the key challenges that the small business customers are facing with the data centers, and how a customer can, or how a small business can benefit from the remote management, and to how to overcome these challenges, and what we at Dell can help you to address these challenges. All right. At the end, we can definitely have a question and answer session wherein I would be more than glad to address if you have any questions there. Moving forward, in the next slide, that you can see that 70% of the time of an IT administrator is spent on just trying to maintain and monitor the existing hardware in the environments. All right, which is one of the key challenges wherein the IT administrator, in fact, needs to focus on simplifying the IT and focus on getting more productive and simplifying it. But uh, but most of the time in a day, his time is spent on just trying to maintain and keep the hardware up and running. 75% of the downtime is caused due to manual and disconnected IT process, wherein the IT administrator might be battling between multi-vendor hardware with multiple tools to manage with, not being simplified, due to which it definitely causes a huge downtime. And 64% of the IT administrators really want to automate the process wherein they can easily deploy, maintain, and update the existing kit, and they wish to have the full control and the apply setup. Right, but this has definitely changed in the recent time because of the recent lockdown. Most of the IT administrators haven't had a chance to visit their data centers to maintain or deploy a new kit or to update the existing hardware, and this numbers must have drastically increased in the recent couple of months with the current crisis that we have around. Right, and from the next slide you can see that the hardware cost hasn't been much changed in the recent time. All right, for the last 3 years the price of the hardware has remained the same, but for a customer or a small business, the total cost of ownership to maintain this server has drastically increased due to not having proper management tools. But if you introduce a simple single management tool for them to manage, this management crisis can be easily reduced, and the total cost of ownership of this hardware can also be reduced, which is definitely a very good thing for any of the finance directors, wherein they don't have to spend a huge amount in operating this hardware. All right. Moving on, I would like to introduce what exactly Dell can bring on the table and how we can address some of the key challenges and what are the features that we have with our Dell portfolio. All right. So introducing you to the Dell EMC Openmanage, and we have multiple tools like the Dell consoles, wherein this would help you to simplify your hardware management, and the key features like Openmanage Enterprise, Openmanage Essentials, Openmanage Power Connect, wherein the Openmanage Enterprise is an upgraded version of the Openmanage Essentials, which will allow you to connect up to 8,000 servers in a single pane of glass and manage them and monitor them. All right, this can be even integrate with the non-Dell servers on the network and help you to monitor the health of the non-Dell servers too. All right, features like Openmanage Power Center can help you to manage the power consumption, utilization, and reduce the cost of the power bills and have a better performance from each of the servers and reduce the temperature challenges as well. All right, and some of the key tools that we have with the Openmanage Enterprise is the repository manager, wherein the IT administrator can easily download the firmware for the complete setup that you have in the network, wherein you can download the firmwares and schedule them to immediate upgrade, or schedule them for a later date. You can go with an Openmanage mobile, wherein you can even manage and monitor the servers from a remote location through a mobile phone, which are based on Android or iOS. All right, we have standard based APIs and Rakuten CLI, wherein you can custom build your own command line interfaces to integrate with your hardware on the network. And as you can see that every hardware that we have, the server, the tower server or the rack server or the modular server, every one of them are embedded with the iDRAC with lifecycle controller, which is an integrated Dell remote access controller, which will help you to access the server from anywhere in the globe. All right, and for the modular, we have the chassis management controller and modular system management, and with this you would be able to integrate to any of the integrate and connect with the Microsoft System Center or the VMware vCenter or the Red Hat or the IBM or HP, any of these kits that you can easily integrate, and you can monitor the performance of each of these hardwares. All right, you have API plugins to easily integrate with them, and features like some of the Dell services that we can bring on the table is the Pro Support Plus with the Support Assist, wherein even before something goes wrong with any of your Dell kit, there would be an alert sent out to you, and there is a notification sent out to the Dell team to act on it and send out the required parts to be dispatched immediately to address the challenges. All right, moving on. Openmanage Enterprise does not restrict itself to a single chassis that you can see. It can begin with a single enclosure. It can scale up to multiple racks with multiple setups, with multiple modular enclosures built in it, and they can be based anywhere in the globe and can be managed with a single pane of glass. Right, that is one of the key features of the Openmanage Enterprise. Right, moving on with the end-to-end life cycle management activities include some of the automation process via APIs, wherein you can have features like discover, deploy, update, monitor, and execute are some of the key features, wherein if you are adding in a new server, you don't have to be on site with regards to discovering it and getting it connected with the management tools. A single click, you would be able to discover the Dell PowerEdge servers. You can integrate with the server storage networking with any of the non-Dell devices as well in a single request. All right. Deployment, you can create clone templates from the golden device and send it across to multiple servers at a single point of time to be deployed in a very few steps and a couple of seconds of time. It wouldn't take out. Traditionally, it used to take an IT administrator to sit on each of the servers and deploy one after the other, which is pretty time consuming, which can be easily be done by creating clones of the templates and sending it across the network to deploy all the servers. Update, as I already mentioned, with some of the features like the repository manager, you can easily update, download all the firmwares and keep it ready for a quick update and track them on basis against the compliance baselines. All right, which really reduces the burden on the IT administrator to take each and every update on the servers for long durations. You can IT administrator can monitor all the servers on the network through a group manager, check out all the alerts, power consumption, system health, and system inventory, and it gives you a detailed view about the each of the inventory that you have on the network and alerts even on the warranty data. All right, and remediate or the execute, these are one of the key features wherein if you find a challenge in the network with one of the servers, you can immediately receive an alert on it, work on it, and execute to get fix the challenge on that particular server. All right, this gives you the benefits of managing power, control temperature, schedule it immediately, or when there is you can schedule it later time wherein the IT whenever the IT administrator is comfortable in doing it. Right, these are all GUI interface. It is, you can have command line interface or you can have graphic user interface as well, and this helps you to generate reports which gives you a more insight about how exactly each of the server in your network is performing. Right, so moving on, I would like to talk about one of the key features that we covered in the beginning, that 64% of the IT administrators would like to automate the process. So what we can do, what we can bring on the table with the Openmanage Enterprise is one-to-many execution and automation. All right, an IT administrator can easily automate the deployment process of one or many servers in the network, have a configuration compliance to send out all the new servers, firmware compliance depending on the requirement of the business, and monitor the health of each of the server in the network easily. And this integrates even with the discover, detect, notify, remediate, and execute, which are the key features of one of the Openmanage Enterprise. And we can do it on demand, or as I mentioned earlier, we can schedule it at later point of time as well. And this all can be done through a single pane of glass up to 8,000 servers, and we can easily integrate this with external storage and Openmanage networking with the net switches in the network. All right, moving on, one of the key features that I was talking about earlier was the support assist integration. This can be done through the Openmanage Enterprise as well, wherein there doesn't have to be logs that can raise, that can send out to the Dell support team, which is covered under the Pro Support Plus, where there's the dedicated technical account manager who can monitor the performance of your network. And if there's a challenge that we are looking at, we can immediately dispatch the parts and address the issue even before it happens. These are some of the key features that are only with Dell Openmanage Enterprise, which no other vendor out in the market would be able to provide you with. So by doing this, the IT admin spends less time waiting on the phone with the support, or no need to download any special diagnostic tools to address the challenges on the network, right? All right. So some of the key takeaways that I would like to talk about in today's presentation is Openmanage Enterprise is here to simplify your IT tasks on a daily basis, and gives you the scalability features wherein reduce downtime, reduce the amount of time an administrator spends on it, and makes it simplified and make it more of a future proof by giving the scalability features. Openmanage Enterprise is the next generation console, which is replacing the Openmanage Essentials, which was only limited to the servers. But now with the Openmanage Enterprise, you can manage server, storage, networking, and non-Dell hardware as well. Openmanage Enterprise is an end-to-end solution for an IT administrator or a finance director who is looking to reduce the total cost of an ownership on the hardware. And Openmanage Enterprise simplifies, unifies, and automates with a single console. These are some of the main features which anybody who's looking to reduce the burden on their IT team, or reduce the total cost of ownership on the maintaining the hardware. So one way to go forward, it would be the Openmanage Enterprise for all the IT industries, all the organizations. And this is the next move going forward for a digital transformation, to be honest with you. Right. And some of the key technology, what Dell Technologies can bring on table for you is consulting services, wherein we would definitely want to sit and listen to you and understand what challenges you're facing and how can Dell address these challenges. And deployment services, as you are aware, in the recent time, it has been one of the key challenges, wherein the IT administrators were not able to visit the data center or the office to deploy, wherein we can introduce as basic as rack and stack services, wherein we can just go on site, deploy the kit, turn it on, and connect it to you for the remote deployment. Or if you want the complete deployment to be done, we have a team of experts who can help you with regards to the deployment services. Support services, we are the number one in the industry with regards to the support services. Some of the key support features that we have is Support Assist, providing you a dedicated technical account manager who can easily connect with you if you have any challenges, who can monitor your network along with you and send you regular reports. Managed services and education services, when if you're adding in a new kit, and if you have a challenge understanding the kit, we would be able to provide you with training courses, wherein we can get on a remote training or on-site training, help your IT team develop, understand, and have a better control of the complete network. These are some of the features that will definitely help you to mitigate the risk of any kind of a downtime and management challenges, right? Moving on, during the current crisis, Dell has come up with some of the most interesting features, wherein we are talking about in the world wherein cash is the king, and not every business is interested in spending out the cash on procuring the new hardware. Dell has come up with some really interesting plans wherein it can reduce the burden of the cash flow for all our small business customers. One of them is, you can buy the hardware today and start paying 6 months from now. So buy today and start working, working on the kit, and you can start making the payments 6 months from now. The other option is, just to reduce the burden, there is Dell Financial Services has come up with a 0% financing, wherein you won't be paying any kind of an interest on the complete kit, and you can spread the payments on a term of 36 months for the principal value of the hardware. All right. And one of the key features is, you can even go ahead and lease this kit for a period of even 6 to 12 months, or as short as 6 to 12 months, without trying to own it for a period of 3 years or so. If the project is only for 6 months, you can lease the kit from Dell as low as for 6 months, right? Moving on, once again, I would like to keep the slide on the screen, wherein if you have anything that you wish to speak to us, you can reach us on the below number, or you can connect with us on the website. We here are a team of experts wherein we would love to understand what are the challenges in your network, and definitely we would like to help you simplify your network and see growing together. That are the key points that I have for today, and that's about it from my end, everyone. So thank you so much for joining this presentation today. But Alex, if you have any questions for us.
Sure thing. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. I like your slide there. Many thank yous in many different languages.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You are very welcome. So I've got some questions that come in through the Ask a Question tab, which for some reason only I get to see on this platform. So this is an interesting one to start with. I haven't been asked this one before, but you might well have been asked this before. How are the data centers protected against natural disasters? I suppose we had a bit of a natural disaster at the moment with COVID-19, but not one that people might have expected.
That's right. So definitely all of the data centers will definitely have a disaster recovery site, which is a backup site. So this is data centers are designed keeping in mind of all the challenges with the natural disasters as well. So even if one data center is impacted, with the help of the disaster recovery site, the customer would be able to keep all the applications up and running. There shouldn't be a problem as long as there is a second disaster recovery site designed keeping in mind of the business continuity.
Okay, let me just scroll through the other ones we got, and I guess these come from people's experience over the last 3, maybe getting on for 4 months now. People are
scenario. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, people. There's anxieties, aren't there, for people, and I guess those that have been successful have had backup systems in place. And to enable their workforce just to move through seamlessly, and it's something that you'd assume a lot of organizations are looking at if they haven't got these systems set up before.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking to most of the companies in the recent time, Alex, to be honest with you, most of the customers has faced a lot of challenges due to the COVID-19 lockdown, and many of them has now planning for a DR site and looking for a remote management for all the kit that they have. 8 out of 10 customers were looking for a deployment services in the recent time. The crisis has really caused a lot of chaos across the IT industry, but good that we have tools like the Openmanage Enterprise, which can really simplify the burdens, and we are
Okay, just lost the end of that, but that's fine.
Okay, sorry for that. All right,
that's all right. Just muted a little bit. Got a question that's come through on Twitter that I've just brought up here as well. Again, probably centering around similar kind of anxiety stuff. How can the power requirements are the power requirements necessary for future growth? So I don't think I've read that out. They might have not spelled that out correctly, but I'm kind of getting a handle of it. What kind of power requirements are necessary for future growth, and are you able to deliver those?
That's a very good question there. All right, what kind of power requirements are required for the future growth? Right, that is something that I don't think I will be able to comment on this at this point of time. Might be you can reach us out directly in designing the power consumption for the future requirement. It varies from customer to customer and the future plans. All right, so it is not generalized to any industry or any vertical or any specific customer, but it completely varies from customer to customer. So it is best that if you can try to connect us directly, might be we can discuss this over and get the experts help us with the power consumption queries there.
Okay, Thank you very much indeed for that. So as I said before, folks, and maybe you can enlarge again, probably given a couple of questions here on balancing cost controls with efficiency. Ben, here we go. What are the benefits? There you go. That's what I was looking at. Thank you. He's put it in the text as well as the ask a question button. So what are the benefits of upgrading to a data center compared to just using the cloud? And I'm sure if one person's asked that question, that's probably quite a common one, I'd imagine, that people are looking at.
Some of the key features of upgrading to the data center is making it digitally transformed and keeping it ready for the future challenges. All right, some of the features like integration to the hybrid cloud, you can begin as low as a private cloud and go up to a hybrid cloud solutions, is some of the key features of a data center edition on the iTrack as well. All right, so with the Openmanage Enterprise, you will be able to have a better efficiency and control on the complete kit.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just check here, see if we've got any other questions. I've got a bunch here as well. And what are the sort of trends? Somebody said, what are the trends that you've seen over the last, I mean, maybe we'll extend it, they're saying like the last 3 months, but maybe the last 6 months. I can see like a lot of news articles today that are kind of reviewing the last 6 months of this year, and it's clearly been split into kind of like two obvious different sectors. But yeah, what kind of trends have you seen with regards to data center management trends, Noel, in the last 6 months?
In the recent time, to be honest with you, with most of the interactions with the customers, we have realized in the data center environment, one of the key challenges is the security and the connectivity. All right, trying to connect with the most of the organizations have moved the employees to work from home now, and they were pretty much concerned about the connectivity challenges and the security. All right, these are some of the key challenges that I have truly noticed in the last 6 months. But security are one of the key features going ahead with the Openmanage Enterprise, and the Dell consoles can address that, and the management, and easily integrating all your organization employees to connect with the data center and have the best productivity is the way going forward. Right. So, but if you are insisting on one of the key challenges, then definitely connectivity, security, keeping the productivity levels high is one of the key challenges that I've noticed in the recent time.
And from your point of view and the types of businesses that you're used to working with, what is the ideal customer for you? What kind of size of business, like number of employees, any particular sectors that you look to work with, or is it as broad can be with regards to SMEs?
Well, to be honest with you, we welcome every customer. All right, there is no specific number to it, but I support the small and medium business, wherein it's between 10 to 99. But however, we welcome all sizes of customers or vertical customers. You can definitely, if you have a query, you can reach out to us. We can connect with the right people at Dell and help you address the queries that you have in your business. It can be as low as just one employee going up to thousands of them. But we are always welcome to join us, get us on a call with us, and see how we can help you grow your business.
Okay, great. Question: and again, I don't know if these are Dell specific or that they're talking about. I assume they're talking about other add-ons as well. But what cloud services and apps do you offer?
With regards to some of the features like cloud services, we can help you with hybrid cloud solutions. There was a session the other week, I'm not sure but anybody has attended it, but we can help you start with as small as a private cloud solution, have on-premises hardware, and if you're looking for cloud solutions, we can help you build your own hybrid cloud solution, integrate with Google, Amazon, Azure, any of the we have a tie-up with around 4,200 cloud providers out in the market today. So depending on your requirements, we can design a cloud solution for you which can support your business requirements.
Yeah, so okay, here's a question that's come through from Steve Williams, who's a regular watcher on our webinars. This is a big question for many companies looking to switch to new data center providers. How do you deal with potential data loss? What would your advice be?
Wow, data loss. That's a very interesting question, and that's a pretty important one, to be honest with you there, Alex. All right. None of the businesses would ever be able to run properly if there's any kind of a data loss. All right. So it is very critical for any business running their hardware to have the first copy of a backup of the data and a second copy of data. All right. Let that be a second copy of the data, can be on-prem or off-prem or on a cloud. Okay, because since it's just a second copy of the data, and it is, critical for you or any other businesses in today's world to keep in mind that the data is the new world. Data is very important, and just running the applications, having a live production environment is not the key, but having a backup of all the applications and the data is the way going forward. I am not sure if this addresses the question, but data is the key to the world. Nobody can ever afford to lose it, but definitely you need to have multiple copies of the data. Okay, that can be in a data center, or as I mentioned, it can be even on a cloud.
Thank you. So I got another one here I've just got from Twitter live stream, asking what are your setup procedures? And I can imagine the answer, working with a bit big, multinational brand like Dell, is that you're probably going to get far more support and able to deal with people on a one-to-one basis rather than on a one-to-many basis. But clearly people are going to be comparing and contrasting different providers at the moment. But yeah, how quickly can somebody get set up, and what kind of support's available? And I understand some people might have come in halfway through the webinar and missed some of the commentary that you've given.
That's right. So that's exactly right. So how quickly, to begin with, if you're trying to build a on-prem, server storage network with the features like, you can, as I said, we can help you with the deployment. We can take care of the complete deployment for you. If it's a single server or a multiple server environment as well, it's only few steps, like 3 to 4 steps, if you're doing it through the Openmanage Enterprise, to deploy a server or a new server to the existing cluster. All right. It helps you save a lot of time, and definitely reduces the burden on the IT admin to deploy each and every server individually and update them with the latest firmwares and to start executing on them. So with the Openmanage Enterprise, it's hardly 4 to 5 steps with there was an article the other day I was reading which said, in 56 seconds, you will be able to deploy multiple servers with a clone templates. Right. So it's pretty simple, and definitely it varies from customer to customer depending on the workloads and the application the clients are using.
Okay. Thank you very much. And those who've asked, this is always probably a common question I get here. Those who've registered for this, we get more replays than we get live people. Obviously, more people are going into work at the moment. Offices are being made available. So question with regards to replays. Yes, this is going to be available as soon as we finish. It literally takes about 10 seconds for it to reboot and be available. So if you have registered and you want to watch in your lunch hour, then this will be available very soon. Likewise, it will be available on our Facebook Live, Twitter, and YouTube literally as soon as we finish. And maybe question here for yourself is any advice that you'd have, an experience that you've got like over the last 15 years on how switching to something like this can help improve staff productivity? Because I think that would probably be a real benefit for those companies that have got anywhere from 5, maybe 4 or 5 people up to 20, 30, 40, 50 people, because a lot of the questions or a lot of the comments we've got, Noel, over the last 100 days of doing these webinars is how surprised owners, bosses have been with how productive their staff have been, i.e. they might have furloughed people and the existing staff have ended up doing the same amount of work or more work that a full staff. So it's a kind of a tricky one, but Yeah, just wondering any kind of learnings that you've had over the last decade or so with regards to productivity gains.
Well, to be honest with you, productivity levels have really gone up with regards to with the current scenario. Working from home has given us more room. Initially, we were wondering how would this go forward, but Dell as an organization has given us all the flexibility and the tools to be connected at all times. And it is the same with every organization or the small businesses that I was talking to the other day. Right, most of the customers feel that there hasn't been a major impact, but with the tools and the flexibility they've been given, there've been a good amount of productivity across all verticals, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
is what I would think.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Let me have a quick look. Here we go. So there's a lot of talk about data centers using a lot of energy. I was just looking at a similar question, funnily enough, from somebody else with regards to energy. Do the Dell centers use green power?
Yes, that does that. And one of the key features that I was talking earlier, with all the data centers running so many of the servers and generating the heat. So one of the key features that I was talking about with the Openmanage Enterprise is to keep a tab on the temperature of the servers and even the consumption of the power. This definitely generates, reduces the amount of energy that is generated that is affecting the overall global challenges.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm just going to reiterate any last questions. Pop them into the box. We're just coming up to 10:45 here in the UK. Replay will be available. Like I say, if you found any value here, or you think this anybody would find value from this particular webinar, we've got a whole series of these that are stored on the Festival of Enterprise websites. I think this could be the 6th, and also the podcast. We've got a mini series of 3 podcasts now. So wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, simply, whether that's Apple, Google, Spotify, etc., you can access that Festival of Enterprise podcast. And we've got a mini series of podcasts with Dell there. It's proving very popular at the moment as well. So Paul's just joined us late. Noel, did you discuss security issues with data centers? I think you touched on it earlier, didn't you?
Yep, we did that. So see, with the Openmanage Enterprise provides you the security as well, and we have many other companies under the Dell Technologies umbrella, like the SecureWorks, which has given us a flexibility with the tools on the security and the hardware. All right, so the iDRAC provides you with the security in managing your servers as well.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much indeed for that. He said, I'm always concerned that having mission critical info in servers offsite. I think that's a common concern for many business owners, surely.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you very much indeed, Noel. Anything that you'd like to finish on before you go, Noel? Any last things that you'd like to highlight? We've got the screen, got the slide up here with Dell Technologies advisors are here to give you free advice on a one-to-one basis. Phone number is up there, or you can visit dell.co.uk/small business solutions.
Small business solutions. That's right, Alex. Thank you so much. So let me just finish the presentation by one quick thing. Definitely we are open to discuss more in detail about if you have any concerns with regards to your IT at this point of time. Please reach out to us. Do not hesitate. Give us a call or connect us with the website. We'll be more than glad to listen to you and understand and how we can support you with your day-to-day challenges. Saying this, I would like to thank you, each one of you, for taking out time for attending this presentation today. Thanks, Alex, for helping us scheduling this. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Well, really nice meeting you and chatting to you, Noel.
Same here, Alex.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Everybody here in the UK, enjoy the rest of your day. And as if by magic, the sun is starting to come through the clouds here in Poole and Dorset, so we could be on to a nicer day than when we started. So next live webinar here is coming up in just over an hour at 12 p.m. And that is a rescheduled event from earlier in this week, just on Mondays. So I'm going to be talking to Emma Shenton. So you can join me and Emma at 12 p.m. today. And we are talking about why change management is a crucial universal business skill. So got a huge number of people logged on for that one. So without further ado, I'm going to let Noel crack on with his day. Thank you very much indeed. We hope that we will have future live webinars and indeed podcasts with Dell and the team. Been super interesting. And like I say, you can either watch the replays or you can also multitask by listening to them on the podcast while you're out and about, whether you're walking the dog, you're working out, you're going for a walk, whatever that is. So you can find it on all your favorite podcast platforms. So thank you once again, Noel. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thanks, Alex. Thanks for this opportunity.
Bye-bye now, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.